Have you ever asked yourself, why did the chicken cross the road?
No, I don't think I've ever asked myself that question. Should I? Am I supposed to be asking myself that?
Well, I'm going to ask you that question. I'm going to ask you, why did the chicken cross the road?
Okay, but is there something I'm missing here? Because I think when we were kids, I remember something from when we were kids about the chicken crossing the road and getting to the other side. Right? Is this where we're going with this esoteric thought of yours?
I'm not really talking about a chicken in the road. I'm talking about the question that Uncle Eddie used to ask us when we were kids. Did you ever really think about that? You know, remember? Why did the chicken cross the road? And we would be like, so scared, like almost we didn't really know the answer to that question.
Well, no, we didn't know the answer to that question because we didn't know the answer to that question. I think we were like 7 or 8. I mean, it was a trick question, no? Come on.
I don't know. I don't think it was a trick question. I think Uncle Eddie, the entire time he was asking us that question, every time he saw us, that stupid question that we to this day will say, hey, Tim, hey, how'd the chicken, why the chicken cross the road? I mean, come on, we still do that.
Well, as I remember it, Uncle Eddie used to ask it to us every single time he would come and visit, and he would always answer it for us, because I think we were too freaking afraid of the guy to answer it, but he always would basically say to get to the other side. But before you make a comment about the other side of things, okay, can you please, turn down the ambiance music, Wen?
All right. I turned it down. I thought it added a little bit of that snazz. Anyway, okay. So here we are. Life's simple questions possibly have a complex answer, yet the simple question actually has a very simple answer, which is to get to the other side. So why is it then that it is so difficult for people to answer that question? Because the meaning is so deep in the soul of a human.
Oh boy. Yeah, I saw how simple that was.
Just a fun way for me to share with you something from my childhood that was brought to top of mind for me today for some reason. And, the answer to why did the chicken, cross the street? It's why did the chicken cross the street? And it was always such a stumper, right? Why? Ooh, we have to figure that out. And we would ask ourselves so many questions because this was our big, grown-up, gigantic uncle asking us this question. And we must really think about the answer. And the answer was always so simple. It was always to get to the other side. And every year we did this. And to this day, probably when we were at Thanksgiving, it will come up, the chicken. Why did the chicken cross the street, cross the road? So anyway, life is pretty simple. Sometimes we can overcomplicate everything. And I think that was the lesson that my Uncle Eddie was trying to teach us. So thank you, Uncle Eddie. Rest in peace. And thank you all for listening. I hope you all had a great holiday. Stay healthy, stay safe. Go to my website, see what I do. And keep enjoying my little mini monologues because that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just telling a story, telling my story the best I know how. Anyway, I'm Wendy Cooper, and thanks for listening. I don't know what else to say. There's also the joke, how do you get down from an elephant? That is a very funny joke. Maybe I'll tell that sometime. That's another one of our family things. Talk to you soon, everyone. Stay safe.